What the? Okay. Monday morning and the wires are on fire. Cursor just launched Origin, its own code hosting platform, and on the same day, GitHub went down for nearly 7 hours. 25,000 users walked in during the first 3 hours. Then the owner himself weighed in, 2 words, sync to Origin. Elon is after Microsoft now. Dispatch. In plain English, Cursor, the company behind the AI code editor, can now host your code itself. The product is called Origin, and on Monday it went live on every paid plan. Now, here is the strange part. The company describes it in the smallest words it could find: code storage and Git hosting. The essentials, it says. But open the box and it is much bigger inside. Repositories, pull requests, agents that live beside your code, continuous integration and deployment. 2 boring words on the label and a whole software factory in the box. The receipt, in the company's own words, from June. We are launching code storage and Git hosting. Origin gives teams and agents a place to host, review, and collaborate on code. Notice what is missing. No platform, no ecosystem, no revolution. Storage, Git. 2 of the most boring words in software, and I think they were chosen on purpose. Now the launch note from Monday. Yes, repositories, pull requests, browsing, and GitHub sync, the essentials, designed, in its words, for agent scale. But read the middle of the page. Your code, your pull requests, and your agents are now in the same place. An agent can answer questions about the code you are browsing, make changes, update a pull request, or push a branch. And then the line that matters most. Pushes keep going to GitHub, which stays the source of truth that anything started there. Hold that thought. It is the key to the whole strategy. The timeline explains the timing. December, Cursor buys Graphite, a code review company, reportedly paying above its $290 million valuation. June 10th, GitLab announces its own rebuilt storage layer, still a private beta. 1 week later, Cursor announces Origin in those same small words. Then August. On the 6th, GitHub's build system goes down for more than 9 hours, and at the worst moment, 71% of workflow runs were failing. And on the 17th, Origin ships to every paid plan. On the very day GitHub drops for nearly 7 hours. 25,000 users walked in during the first 3 hours. Nobody could have written a better launch script, and nobody at Cursor claims they did. Why is this happening now? Because the bottleneck moved. Writing code stopped being the constraint. Reviewing and merging it became one. Inside Cursor itself, 35% of merged pull requests are now opened by agents, running autonomously in the cloud. 9 in 10 developers use AI at work. On GitHub, 1 in 3 pull requests already involves an agent. And the platform underneath it all logged 257 incidents in 12 months. When a third of the traffic stops being human, infrastructure built for humans starts to crack. GitLab's own chief product officer put it plainly. The most popular platforms in the world, he said, are buckling under the load. Here is the mechanism, and it is genuinely clever. You do not migrate. Your code stays on GitHub, which remains the source of truth. Origin mirrors it in real time, in both directions. Comment in Cursor, and it appears on GitHub within seconds. You review inside Cursor, where the agents already live. They answer questions, they revise pull requests, they push branches. Around it, the machinery, Depot and BuildKite run your existing build workflows, unchanged, and Vercel deploys every merge. No rip and replace, just a faster window onto the code you already have. And if the review experience wins, the source of truth tends to follow the attention, eventually. One more receipt before the comparison, because of who posted it. On launch day, Elon Musk himself shared the announcement and added 2 words, sync to Origin. Remember the chain of ownership. SpaceX bought Cursor for $60 billion, and the deal closed 3 days before launch. So the editor, the models, and now the Forge all answer to one owner, a rocket company with its own frontier model division. GitHub, meanwhile, belongs to Microsoft. The developer internet read it the same day. Elon is after Microsoft now. GitHub's own chief technology officer has admitted the platform must be redesigned for 30 times today's load. Even OpenAI, a company Microsoft holds a large stake in, reportedly began building its own alternative after outages left its engineers unable to commit code for hours. This stopped being a feature comparison. It is a siege. Now line up the three armies, because the incumbent has an answer too. Microsoft's GitHub is enormous. 225 million users, 9 in 10 of the Fortune 100. 1 in 3 pull requests already involves an agent. Its answer to the agent era is Agent HQ, stay the neutral control plane for every agent. Claude, Codex, Gemini, Copilot. The weakness is reliability. 257 incidents in 12 months, and on Origin's launch day, GitHub itself went down for nearly 7 hours. GitLab bets the platform, everything in one application, 5 announcements in one keynote, mostly beta, up to 50 times claims. Origin bets the wedge, Git hosting at agent scale. 3 integrations, no speed claims, 1 sentence, the neutral home, the kitchen sink, or the sharpened wedge. Pick your bet. Feel the difference in the marketing itself. At its June event, GitLab stacked the multipliers, up to 50 times faster task execution, up to 1,000 times less network traffic, 2 times fewer tokens, 400% return on investment, 10 times growth in weekly users, 5 announcements in one keynote, of which exactly 1 was generally available. None of these numbers is a lie, but when every number starts with up to, the kitchen sink starts to feel like a demo reel, impressive and hard to hold. And here is the cost of breadth from GitLab's own forum in January. A paying customer evaluating the agent platform wrote, "Too many things overlapping each other. The whole thing seems rushed. Just make up your mind about what you want to do." GitLab's staff thanked them and passed it along to product and engineering. Now, to be fair, the fortress is real. $955 million of revenue, growing 26% a year, more than half the Fortune 100. This is not a company in trouble, but focus is a bet, not a verdict, and the forum is where you hear the difference. So why the small words? Because boring is a feature. Calling it storage and Git lowers the stakes. Nobody starts a procurement war over storage. The mirror asks for your attention, not your authorization. It costs nothing to try, and it breaks nothing if you walk away. The compatibility layer, your existing build workflows, unchanged, is the whole strategy in miniature. And remember who built this? The Graphite team, the code review people. Review first, ecosystem later. Even the fans wanted more flash. One of Git's best-known toolmakers wrote that the technology was exciting and that he wished the announcement leaned on it rather than on the GitHub sync. The company chose the boring words anyway. That is not a team that forgot the rest of the platform. That is a team choosing what to be excellent at and in what order. Now, the desk this channel cares about. Before a single repository moves, 4 things. 1. The terms do not exist yet. Pricing, retention, residency, training use. For Origin specifically, nothing is published. 2. The default. It's switched on for every paid plan, unless an enterprise administrator opted out. An organization that decided nothing had that decision made for it. 3. Concentration. As we saw, the editor, the hosting, and the models now answer to one owner. And 4. Precedent. This summer, researchers showed Cursor would run a planted malicious executable the moment you opened a project, and the company declined to patch it, calling the issue out of scope. A vendor asking to hold your repositories brings that record with it. None of this makes the strategy wrong. It makes the paperwork the story. So, the verdict on the headline everyone ran with. Did Cursor just kill GitHub? No. Misleading. GitHub has 225 million users and 9 in 10 of the Fortune 100. Origin keeps GitHub canonical, by design, in writing, and it is a beta whose deeper agent-native future still, in the company's own words, ships soon. What Origin actually did was quieter and more interesting. It moved the argument from who stores the code to where the work happens. The close. 3 bets on the same broken hour. Microsoft bets neutrality. Keep every agent at home in the control plane. GitLab bets the platform. Everything in one place, governed, enterprise-grade, and heavy. Cursor bets the wedge. One loop, rebuilt for agents, asking only for your attention while GitHub keeps the archives. And a rocket company now owns one of the chairs at this table. GitHub's crown is safe today. Its centrality is the thing under siege. For engineering leaders, the homework is unglamorous. Read the terms when they exist, check your defaults on Monday morning, and know your way out while the mirror is still a mirror. If you want the next AI security story before it becomes a hearing, subscribe to AI Security Dispatch. We follow the receipts. See you in the next briefing.